It's Friday, November 9th. Chhattisgarh turns 18 this month. The 26th state in the Indian Union, Chhattisgarh has been a BJP state for the most part, barring the first 3 years of Congress rule led by Ajit Jogi. Raman Singh has had 3 successive terms. Interestingly, a quick glance at the vote share for the last 2 elections will tell you there is very little to choose between the two. It is a state that has razor-thin margins of victory, which is why a party like Mayawati's BSP, with a consistent vote share and the ability to transfer votes, could have aided the Congress. Of course, that alliance never materialized. Instead, Mayawati and Ajit Jogi's Janata Congress have joined hands, queering the political pitch. The state votes in 2 phases. Today, we look at the caste demographics of Chhattisgarh and how they have impacted electoral fortunes in the state. Adivasis, known in official parlance as scheduled tribes, form 31.8% of the state's population, one of the highest concentrations of tribals in the country. The Dalit population is 11.6%. Together, they form 43.4% of the population. A voting bloc, the electoral significance of which cannot be underscored enough. The 2 groups are electorally decisive in 40 of the 90 constituencies. Now, these groups have always been seen as the natural constituency of the Congress, particularly in a state where there is no regional outfit representing specific caste interests, and it is a 2-horse race. But the BJP, seen largely as an upper caste and upper middle class party, has done spectacularly well among Adivasi voters. Let's look at the first state election the party won. In 2003, the BJP got 36% of the Adivasi vote, matching the Congress, which has traditionally dominated the Adivasi vote. In the 2004 parliamentary election, the BJP garnered 37% of the Adivasi vote, helping it win 9 of the 11 seats in the state, including all 4 reserved for Adivasis. In 2008, the BJP won 19 of the 29 scheduled tribe reserved constituencies. The party was able to repeat this performance in the 2009 Lok Sabha election. In the 2013 assembly elections, however, the Congress did better in scheduled tribe reserved constituencies. What explains the BJP's base among Adivasis in Chhattisgarh? Tariq Tachal, political science professor at the Yale University, in this study explores and establishes the centrality of the role played by the affiliates of the Sangh Parivar, active in social work in health and education, in the BJP's electoral fortunes among Adivasis. Vanvasi Kalyan Ashram and Seva Bharti are the 2 Sangh affiliates active in Chhattisgarh. Tachal's research shows that the social service provided by the 2 have played a big role in building political support for the BJP among Adivasis, as also Dalits, though to a lesser extent. Here's one analysis that speaks to it. Voting pattern juxtaposed with the presence and network of Sangh organizations show those Adivasis and Dalits who've been impacted by or know of the work of these organizations are more likely to vote for the BJP. The Vanvasi Kalyan Ashram, the main social service arm of the Sangh in the state, was founded in 1952 in the northern Chhattisgarhi district of Jashpur, and its roots in the state are inextricably linked to the long history of Christian missionary activity in the region. Drawing parallels with the work of Christian missionaries in the state, Tachal quotes from sociologist Nandini Sundar. Nandini Sundar notes the region is marked by competitive proselytization between the Sangh and Christian missionaries seeking to extend their influence over Adivasi communities. After the establishment of a Jesuit mission in Jashpur in the late 19th and early 20th century, missionaries used an array of tactics to recruit converts, including monetary incentives for conversion, running cooperative banks, and even organizing boycotts for non-Christians. She argues that the missionary activities came to the attention of the RSS when Hindu nationalists began suspecting Christian organizations in the area were coordinating the movement for a new state of Jharkhand. In response, the RSS pressured the Madhya Pradesh government to have its pracharak, Bala Saheb Deshpande, appointed the regional director of the Tribal Welfare Department, ironically at the behest of the then Congress Chief Minister, Ravi Shankar Shukla. Deshpande came to Jashpur and discovered the extent to which missionaries had established a social presence, particularly in the field of education. He eventually quit his government position in order to counter this influence by setting up an organization whose explicit mandate would be to run its own schools in competition with the missions and emphasize the teaching of Hindutva in its curriculum. Deshpande established the Vanvasi Kalyan Ashram. Sundar, in an analysis of educational services in northern Chhattisgarh, argues the success of the RSS agenda on education must be seen in the wider context of state schooling, where the number of schools open may have increased, but the micro-level reality remains grim in central India. Widespread teacher absenteeism, leaking roofs, non-existent toilets or drinking water, no blackboards and no education materials. Another key factor that helped the BJP tap into Adivasi votes was the distinct lack of political mobilization among Dalit and Adivasi communities in the state. Tachal argues that the efficacy of the Sangh's social outreach strategy in terms of electoral dividends comes down in states where marginalized groups are already politically organized. In other words, if the groups have parties representing their interests, like the BSP in Uttar Pradesh. Next week on your Morning Fix, we look at why this resource-rich state remains the poorest in the country, with a whopping 47.9% people living below the poverty line, and why statehood has failed to change that statistic. We also profile the two dramatis personae in Chhattisgarh, Raman Singh, the longest-serving BJP Chief Minister, and Ajit Jogi, who, with his Janata Congress Chhattisgarh in alliance with the BSP, has added a new dimension to Chhattisgarh's bipolar politics. Love your Morning Fix? Help support our journalism. Subscribe to Scroll Plus using the link in the description.